Right now, here at 5 o'clock, new information about the first tornado that hit Prospect on Tuesday. It's now been declared a much stronger EF2. We are so lucky no one died. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Shay McAllister. The National Weather Service continued their surveys throughout Jefferson, Oldham, and Henry counties today, where some of the worst damage was found. Today, they upgraded that tornado that crossed into the Beachland Beach area to an EF2, meaning wind speeds reached over 111 miles per hour. The Weather Service actually saying today it hit 120 miles per hour.
And take a look at this. This is our Sky 11 drone video from just the other day. We were above the wreckage. This is Beachland Beach Road. They're right on the river's edge. You can see the clear path of damage from the river, and they are knocking over, hitting homes and then knocking over trees. WHAS 11's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Jessica Farley went back to the Beachland Beach area in Prospect today, talking with a neighbor rescued after a tree destroyed his home.
On Wednesday, this road was completely closed off and we couldn't get any closer to Beachland Beach. Now the barrier has moved and we can now see what exactly happened in this area as the EF2 tornado passed right on through. And right behind me, the barrier is still there, showing that there are signs of progress in this cleanup effort. Being pulled out of the middle of a home are large pieces of timber. This is where we met Kenneth Johnson, the man who got to his basement right before the tornado passed and uprooted his trees.
The alert sign came on my phone, and within the next 10 seconds, I walked down in the basement, walked down 3 steps. When the tree fell, the debris began to fall in the basement, and I was down in the basement, unable to access the door coming back up because the tree was there. For some reason, I haven't figured out why the man kept me around here a little bit longer. I'm very, very fortunate that I was able to walk out of there.
Johnson told me the only reason he escaped with only a single scratch is because he listened to emergency alerts and took cover immediately. In Beachland Beach, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 on your side.
With the recovery effort now picking up, authorities continue to put out the alert. It's best not to let anyone do the work unless you've called them or checked them out personally.
And John Gordon with the National Weather Service says events like this bring out the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, you see churches and neighbors helping others, right? You see the bad, where people are just gawking and bothering first responders and people. And then you see the ugly, which are scam artists, roofers, and tree people. Go to BBB, your friend, it's free. Call BBB, do not be scammed when you're already hurting.
Great advice there from John. So here's the detailed list of exactly what you should be doing if you are starting your cleanup process. Make sure you've called the insurance company. They will give you great instructions. Next, research the contractors that you're interested in working with. Make sure you get more than one estimate. Third, before you agree to work with anyone, just like John said, check out the Better Business Bureau's website. Make sure they're accredited. Also, resist those high-pressure sales tactics. Companies that are offering a good deal if you agree right away. You never want to pay for this kind of work up front. And be wary of anyone saying they're with FEMA. FEMA is never going to charge for an inspection, and they will always have a badge.
Also saying with the storms new tonight, just days after tornadoes did hit a lot of Kentucky, Governor Andy Beshear today is now criticizing a provision in the new Kentucky Republican budget bill, which would limit disaster response in the future. Now, the bill passed by lawmakers would cap how much Andy Beshear's administration could spend on responding to emergencies. Once that cap is reached, he would then have to ask the lawmakers for more funding. The governor criticized how long this process would take in his Team Kentucky briefing today.
And it would have taken either a special session or calling people back in the veto period for us to simply respond and think about how long that takes and how long a bill takes to pass. Those are precious moments, minutes, hours, and days where we have to be responding immediately.
The governor signaled that he would line item veto the provision in that 2-year budget measure, which he said sets the limit at $25 million per fiscal year. The legislature's Republican supermajorities could easily override the veto when lawmakers reconvene in mid-April for the final 2 days of this year's General Assembly. And there's a new ruling today paving the way for some Hoosier women to get abortions in Indiana.
A court of appeals sided with several Jewish women in Indiana who say the abortion ban violates their religious freedoms. The ruling granted an injunction, pausing the abortion ban for the women whose sincerely held religious beliefs allow them to have an abortion. It also allows the case to be opened up as a class action suit, meaning more women can qualify if they come forward. Well, this isn't a final decision. The state Supreme Court can reevaluate the decision.
So while today is a major victory and a recognition that religious rights are paramount under RFRA and are compromised by this law, the case is not yet final, and we'll have to see how things develop.
But for now, the 4 women involved can seek abortions. In January, the Supreme Court of Indiana decided not to hear this case. Again, this is not a final decision. The state now has 45 days to ask the Supreme Court to take it up once again.
A judge dismissed the wrongful termination lawsuit against the city and Mayor Craig Greenberg. The suit had claimed Samantha Ricketts was fired after she raised ethic concerns over First Lady Rachel Greenberg's role in the mayor's administration. Ricketts claimed the First Lady of Louisville was acting as a supervisor, and she says shortly after bringing her concerns to a supervisor, her position was eliminated. Well, the lawsuit said the city violated Kentucky's whistleblower law, but a judge has ruled there was no evidence Ricketts made any ethics complaints against the First Lady, and the mayor told us he was very glad to see it resolved quickly.
And I'm pleased that the court quickly dismissed this case that had no merit. I also want to add, I am so proud of my wife and so thankful that Rachel, as First Lady, is willing to volunteer her time to support kids throughout this community, to try to work to improve education and join me in our efforts to make our city safer, stronger, and healthier.
Greenberg also told us the First Lady will continue in her role as an unpaid volunteer for the Metro.
Heavy coats back out across Kentuckiana here in April. So, Colleen, last night on the night team at 11, you were saying we could have some snow flurries overnight while everybody was sleeping. So I want to know, did they materialize? I have no idea. I didn't stay up that late to look for them.
I haven't seen one photo of it. So if it did materialize, people were asleep and it did not stick, which we knew it wasn't going to stick. So you had to be outside at 1 o'clock in the morning to really catch that flurry. Right now on that radar, we could see some sleet intermixed in with this swath of rain that's heading our way right now, moving through Bedford and Paoli. Let me know if you see any sleet out there. Your reports really help us here to get a good grasp on what's going on. Looking at that radar, we are seeing some light showers and sprinkles here just over Anchorage and Prospect, and it's going to be pretty scattered in nature here over the next few hours. Nice and cloudy and cold, as well as windy out there as well. We're seeing wind gusts around 15 to 20 miles per hour. So over the next few hours, we'll continue to see the light showers, potentially some sleet. Temperatures will be cooling off overnight tonight, but staying in the low 40s. Right now, it's 47 here at the airport. You can see some of those showers off in the distance. Pretty light, 45 at Bowman right now, but it feels like the upper 30s. Wind chills 39 right now in Bardstown, 39 in Bowman. So Doug was right when you said thick coats out there. We are seeing another spurt of winter here in the spring season. 37 overnight tonight, going to be pretty cloudy and cold. Not going to dip below freezing tonight. Tomorrow, we will start to see that sun break its way through into the late afternoon, but it's not really until this weekend. I'll talk about what you can expect for your weekend ahead here coming up. Doug, Shay.
Well, we still have 4 more days of hoping for great eclipse weather.
That's right. We want the clouds out of here if we can get it. Well, there's plenty of family-friendly ways for you to enjoy the eclipse. Parts of southern Indiana, like French Lick and Seymour, are in the path of total darkness, as they also call it, totality. That's where the moon will block out the sun for about 3 minutes or so. In Louisville and Clarksville, the partial eclipse will be at about 99%. You'll still be a sight to see. WHAS11's Ian Hardwick shows you the parks offering a place to watch.
There's lots of good vibes going on here at Iroquois Park.
The Overlook at Iroquois is open for the Total Eclipse of the Park event on Monday, held in Summit Field as a partnership with the Olmsted Parks Conservancy.
I believe that the eclipse is going to take place right around 3 o'clock, 2:58. And we're at about 98% totality here in Louisville, so you should still be able to see a pretty good sight.
That's if the weather clears up, but Metro Parks spokesperson Katie Huffman is confident It will.
We're hoping that people can make a day out of it. It's going to be open from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. We're going to have music and a food truck out here.
And you're welcome to enjoy the Red Buds with some of your own treats too.
Bring a picnic if you like, your blankets, your lawn chairs. We always just ask that you come in and leave no trace in our parks.
You can also enjoy the eclipse from here on the Big 4 lawn at Waterfront Park. Their event runs from noon until 4 with music, food, and drinks. And yes, some free eclipse glasses if you need those, but the fun doesn't stop at the Ohio River.
Behind you we'll have Kona Ice and a teddy bear mobile, so people can make a little memorabilia teddy bear to take home with them for the event.
Clarksville Parks and Recreation partnered with Bolton Tie Apartments for the Eclipse and Eats event at the Common Green, and that runs from noon until 4.
And then we'll also have, of course, a kid zone and a beer garden.
While there's plenty to do, no matter which park you decide to visit, make sure you bring your own place to sit for a good time.
It's kind of going to be like a picnic style.
Across Kentuckiana, I'm Ian Hardwitt, WHAS 11, on your side.
Great suggestions there. Well, if you'd like some more details on the watch parties, we have links to all of those events on our homepage, WHAS11.com.
And tonight at 11 on the WHAS 11 night team, we're back in French Lick. We're talking to family-owned farms and campgrounds selling out fast for the eclipse. WHAS 11 is your Great American Eclipse station. We will have live special coverage beginning at 2 o'clock p.m. on Monday, and then the total eclipse will come just after 3. You can watch it all on WHAS 11 and on our digital platforms, including WHAS11.com, the WHAS 11 app, WHAS 11 YouTube page, and WHAS 11 Plus on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. For more information on the path of totality and eclipse watch parties, you can also text the word eclipse to 502-582-7290.